Test.
Test, yeah.
Okay.
See, I opened up my. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I mean, more like if there was any questions that you want to elaborate on, like, yeah. So I have to put a part down.
No, but they have questions for you that sort of
All right. It's okay. It's good. Yeah, it was good, man. I think trip, it was short, but not to get a taste, but no one likes vacation. How you doing? Oh, perfect. Thanks, brother. Yeah, man.
The time is now 6:32, and I would like to call the meeting to order.
I will go ahead and take a roll call. Thank you. Commissioner Alakasanian?
Present.
Commissioner Cuevas? Here. Commissioner Del Rio?
Present.
Commissioner Lomelli?
Present.
We have a quorum. Thank you.
Commissioner Cuevas, would you do us the honors of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
Good evening, Commissioners. First item of business on tonight's agenda would be the reorganization. So we're going to go ahead, before moving forward into the agenda, I think it would be appropriate to go ahead and proceed in selecting the chair and vice chair of the Planning Commission per the municipal code. So it has been, as we, I think, did on June 21st, it's standard practice for the chair and vice chair to reflect the city council. So at this time, it would be appropriate to open the floor to nominations for the position of chair. So nominations are now open for the position of chair.
So we just nominate people? I nominate Victor.
Thank you. Question. I thought that the positions were, as chair and vice chair, were supposed to be reflecting the council.
Correct. That's standard practice, and I think the city attorney can provide us some guidance on that.
Correct. So that is standard practice, but we do have to go through the whole motion and nomination process. So even though informally, I don't think formally we have not adopted that rule as a planning commission, that's kind of the practice that's been held for the past couple of years. So to answer your question, we still have to go through the formal process of nomination, even if we know who's going to be nominated.
Thank you. Thank you. But is Scarlett the mayor?
No.
Oh, okay.
So if we follow past practice, it would be Commissioner Del Rio as the mayor's appointee who would be nominated as chair. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it is at the discretion of the commission to.
Correct. Since it's formally adopted by the commission as a rule, we do have the option of either following the order of the council or nominating somebody else.
Okay, thank you. So I guess there's a nomination on the floor, and do I have to accept it before there's a second, or?
Is there a nomination on the floor?
I think
Vice chair, because he mentioned Victor as chair.
that's it.
We need a vice chair.
Yeah, that will come after we.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll go through the same process for vice chair.
So I have to accept it before it gets a second, or?
Do we need a second?
Do we have a nomination on the floor? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Just Commissioner Alakasanian, I believe you made a motion to nominate Commissioner Cuevas.
So we need a second, and then we'll do a roll call.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we need a second, and then we'll ask the commissioner if he accepts the nomination.
Got it, thank you.
Sorry about that.
So at this time, we would need a second
We need a second.
to Commissioner Alakasanian's motion.
Okay, hearing none, then we'll open the floor for another nomination.
I will second that.
You,
I'll second.
so we do have a second.
Okay,
So now we can do a roll call.
roll call. Well, we have to get an acceptance, right?
I'm sorry, yes, we have
Okay.
to,
I'll accept, thank you.
Okay,
now we can do a roll call. Apologies for the confusion.
okay. So on Commissioner Alexanian's motion, I'll take a roll call. That would be Commissioner Alexanian? Aye. Commissioner Cuevas?
Aye.
Commissioner Del Rio?
Aye.
And Commissioner Lomelli?
Aye.
Thank you. That passes unanimously. So congratulations, Chair Cuevas.
Thank you.
All right.
And now Chair Cuevas can take over the rest of
Yes.
the.
You would go through the same process for the motion for Vice Chair.
Okay. But I don't have to make the motion.
You would ask for a motion.
Oh,
for the
okay, so
position
I
of
take
Vice Chair.
over as, okay.
Yes.
Correct.
All right, if I can get a motion or a nomination for the vice chair position?
I will make a motion to nominate Vice Chair as Priscilla Del Rio.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Okay. Commissioner Alexanian?
Aye.
Commissioner Lomelli?
Aye.
Commissioner Del Rio?
Aye.
And Chair Cuevas?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Congratulations. All right, I think we've completed our reorganization, so the floor is yours, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, starting today, okay.
My apologies, I'm sorry, before we continue, I think we forgot to ask Commissioner Del Rio whether she accepted the nomination.
All right. So then
I apologize, I blame the heat.
you formally accept. All right, perfect.
Okay, so the record should reflect that Commissioner Del Rio did formally accept the nomination.
There you go. All right.
All right, so move on to the next item?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I will go ahead and announce the statement of public oral communication. I believe, corrections to the agenda. So there are no corrections to the agenda for tonight's meeting. And we can move into the statement of public oral communication. I will go ahead and, so thank you, Commissioners. Members of the public are allowed to address the Planning Commission on any items listed on tonight's agenda. Anyone wishing to address the Commission on an item not listed on the agenda may do so during the public comment period. Members of the public wishing to speak or provide public comment during tonight's Planning Commission meeting can submit a public speaker card requesting to speak prior to the start of the public comment period. The maximum time allotted for members of the public to address the Planning Commission shall not exceed 3 minutes per person. Samantha, do we have any public comments or? Okay, thank you. Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you. So the next item on the agenda is staff communication. Is there any?
I would just like to update the commission on the housing element. We recently, I believe it was July the 11th, received certification from the State Housing Community Development Department. As of just last week, we were one of 7 cities in the 88 cities that comprise Los Angeles County to have a certified housing element. So that's something that we should all be proud of. I know our teams worked very hard to get to this point. So now we can begin the implementation phase. So there's still work to do, but the good news is that we're in compliance with state law and we qualify for grants that other cities do not qualify for because of that. So we're in a very good position. And again, it's to the team's credit that we got this far. So I just wanted to provide you with an update there.
Wow, thank you. That's great news, and thank you for your hard work and, of course, your staff. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, so the next item is the meeting minutes for the, is it June 21st, 2022? Are there any recommendations for approval?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for June 21st of 2022.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and take a roll call. Commissioner Alcazar,
Aye.
Commissioner Lomelli,
Aye.
Vice Chair Del Rio,
Aye.
and Chair Cuevas.
Aye.
That passes. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the next item is consent items, and there's a couple, I guess.
Yes. I'll go ahead and introduce the item. Commissioners, item 2 on tonight's agenda relates to an annual review of the conditions of approval associated with the previously approved conditional use permit for the Boulevard Market Food Hall, which is located at 520 West Whittier Boulevard. Daniel Ruiz from our team will go ahead and present on this item, and I believe the applicant business owner is in the audience if there's any questions. Thank you.
Are we going to be pulling up the PowerPoint?
Yes. There you go.
Thank you. Can we go back to the beginning? To the first page? Okay, thank you. Good evening, Chair, members of the Planning Commission, and the public. Tonight, I will be presenting the annual compliance review associated with conditional use permit PC-2020-0014-CUP for the Boulevard Market business located at 520 West Whittier Boulevard. The applicant associated with this CUP is Boulevard Foods LLC. Next slide, please. On August 10, 2020, conditional use permit PC-2020-0014-CUP was filed by the applicant to allow the on-sale and off-sale dispensing for a full line of alcoholic beverages along with live entertainment and events at the project site. On November 4th, 2020, the Planning Commission approved the CUP to permit the sale of alcohol for on-site and off-sale consumption at 520 West Whittier Boulevard. Condition number 8 of resolution number 18-20, the resolution which approved the CUP, requires the applicant to have an annual compliance review. This is the first annual compliance review for the applicant. Next slide, please. On August 2nd, 2022, the applicant submitted a compliance report. And then on August 4th, 2022, planning staff conducted a site visit to confirm compliance with the conditions of approval in CUP PC-2020-0014-CUP. Next slide, please. Based on the site visit conducted by planning staff and based on the compliance report submitted by the applicant, staff recommends that the Planning Commission review the report, attachments, and/or any other supporting evidence to determine the following. Boulevard Foods LLC, the applicant, has demonstrated compliance with the conditions of approval listed in resolution number 18-20, pending the completion of the Responsible Beverage Service Training Program mandated by the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control. Thank you. This concludes my presentation. I'm available for questions or comments, as is Barney Santos, the owner of the Boulevard Market business.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for staff? No, seeing none. Any questions for the owner?
No questions.
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Any discussion necessary before taking an action on this item?
And just to confirm, the compliance report is attached to the staff report, which identifies all of the conditions and the compliance measures that have been taken.
Thank you. And seeing that there's no one in the audience with any concerns or comments at all? I'm assuming that everything has gone well throughout the review period? Okay, thank you.
So I think it would be appropriate to make a motion to receive and file this item at this time, if there's no discussion.
I'll make a motion to receive and file a compliance review for conditional use permit number PC 2020 -0014-CUP.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Great. We have a motion and a second. Any comments? Discussion?
I'd just like to comment on congratulate you on a successful business and a positive addition to the city of Montebello. Thank you.
If there's no additional comments, I guess we can take a roll call.
Sure thing. Commissioner Alexandria?
Aye.
Commissioner Del Rio?
Aye.
Commissioner Lomelli?
Aye.
Chair Cuevas?
Aye.
My apologies. That passes. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Moving on to item number 3 on the agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Item 3 also relates to a review of the conditions of approval. These conditions are associated with a conditional use permit for the 7-Eleven that is located at 2900 West Beverly Boulevard. And Michael Donovan from our planning team will present on this item. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair, members of the Planning Commission. So tonight I'll be presenting the compliance review associated with CUP 24-19. It's for the 7-Eleven located at 2900 West Beverly Boulevard. Next slide, please. For a brief background, on August 6th of 2019, the conditional use permit CUP 24-19 was denied by the Planning Commission. On March 25th of 2020, City Council reversed Planning Commission's decision and approved CUP 24-19. As a condition of approval, number 45 of resolution number 20-24 requires a quarterly compliance review. Next slide, please. On June 15th of 2021, the first compliance review was held by the Planning Commission and found that the applicant did not be in compliance with conditions of approval of CUP 24-19. October 19th of 2021, the Planning Commission conducted another compliance review and determined the applicant to be in compliance with the conditions of approval in CUP 24-19. Then on January 24th of 2022, the Planning Commission conducted its second compliance review and determined the applicant to be in compliance with conditions of approval. August 3rd of 2022, staff conducted a site visit to confirm compliance with the conditions of approval for its third annual compliance review. Next slide, please.
Michael, if I may, and if, Mr. Chair, if I may, just, you'll notice that there have been more frequent compliance reviews for this establishment, and that is only because when it was originally approved, there were concerns at the time. So there are quarterly compliance reviews for, I believe, the first 3 years, and then annual reviews for subsequent years, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So one thing I'd like to point out or to address is condition number 42 of resolution 2020-24 requires that all employees who sell alcohol at the site to complete an in-house training program. According to Exhibit A of Attachment B, there are 2 employees still needing to complete their in-house training. The applicant has informed staff that the 2 employees have completed that training in the past week, so we are just awaiting the proof of completion to be submitted. So the recommendation is Planning Commission review the report and attachments. Another supportive evidence to determine that 7-Eleven has demonstrated compliance with the conditions of approval pending submittal of an updated employee training completion list. Thank you.
Thank you. So the action required by the commission is to accept the report and the compliance review, correct? Not, and only approving that compliance review process.
Correct.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
No questions.
Okay. if there's no questions for staff, and can we still, I guess, question for our attorney, if the applicant is not here, can we still proceed with the hearing, and is it appropriate to,
Right, so it's not a public hearing, so the applicant does not have to be present. We do encourage them to come, obviously, if they have anything to add. But again, since it's not a public hearing, they are not required. It would only be required if, there's something at issue and they may want to have an opportunity to be heard. But here, I think the applicant is in compliance, is aware that they are in compliance. And so it's just a matter of reviewing the report and filing, and/or directing staff to conduct whatever other direction is up to your discretion.
got it, thank you, appreciate the clarification. Okay, thank you. Any other questions for staff or the process? No, okay, I guess we can entertain a motion.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to review, receive, and file this report, attachments, and any other supportive evidence, or whatever.
Thank you.
I will second that.
Okay, so we have a motion, a second. Are there any comments? If not, we can take a vote.
Sure thing. Commissioner Alcasanian,
Aye.
Commissioner Lomelli,
Aye.
Vice Chair Del Rio,
Aye.
Chair Cuevas.
Aye.
That motion passes. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so the next item on the agenda is Planning Commission orals. So we can start with Vice Chair Del Rio.
Do you have any comments?
Yeah, if you have anything
Anything
to
in
say.
general?
If you don't, it's
I
fine
don't
too.
have any comments, yeah.
Okay. All right, Commissioner Alakasanian.
None?
All right, Commissioner Lamoni.
I just want to congratulate staff for all their hard work on getting that housing element approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Great job, staff.
Yeah, thank you, I second that. And we just want to welcome Commissioner Del Rio.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Thank you. And I also appreciate the support and the nomination for me to chair this commission. It's a great pleasure and truly honored for the opportunity. So thank you. That's all I have.
All right.
So
If I could, Mr. Chair, I would just like to acknowledge Michael Donovan, who will be transitioning out of his role as our assistant planner here into a academic role. He's going to be pursuing a master's degree at UCLA full-time. And just to give you some background, when I started here back in 2019, Michael Donovan was, I believe, part-time assistant planner. And he worked his way up to, he was essentially promoted to a full-time position, and he's been here, for through the pandemic. And at the time, he was part-time, and part-timers either could go home and not get paid or stay here with the directors and basically help, and they would be paid. And Michael was here the whole time, helping out. So I just want to, thank him for all he's done and his commitment to public service, and wish him well, but also let the commission know that, we won't be seeing Michael again, at least for the next year or so. We'll see. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Michael.
and thank you for, of course, all your work here. We appreciate everything you've done for the city. So thank you and good luck to you in your next, step of your life and your master's. I'm sure you'll do fine there too. All right, so if there's nothing else, I guess we can adjourn. All right, thank you.
That was quick.